Hello everyone, good morning. Myself Muralidhar Reddy. I'm a DevOps consultant and solution architect. Now we are going to discussing about what is waterfall and agile methodology. Let's see that differentiation as well. So first we can discuss about waterfall methodology. Let's take example uh, in waterfall methodology. Usually how the water will flow from top to bottom, right? In waterfall methodology also the step-by-step process from top to bottom only. Okay, let's take example. You have one requirement. You got one client. The client is techworldwithmurali. They required a small website. Example, all this particular website is required all products, environment steps, login, sign up, and also some other products they require, and also courses related one. And also they may ask like they may require from backend Java, Spring Boot application, and front end Angular or React.js. Okay, some other things. So now in waterfall method, how we will do? First, what will happen? What we'll do, right? First, we'll connect with the client. We'll be gather the requirements. As I said, he said like I required this type of website or example Techwallet Murli website. Okay, he's required that type of website. So first, what we will do? Our team will be connect with the client and we will be gather the requirements. Once gather the requirements, we'll be design that how we wanted to implement this particular design part, right? Architect will be taking care. Example, developer architect, they will be taking care. How can we design this particular one? Everything. Once the design is completed, development will start. Once the design is completed, everything's fine. Whatever gather the requirements, will be design it. Once the design is completed, development will be start. Once the development is completed, then integration and testing will be start. Okay, once development is completed only, integration and testing will be start. Next one like deployment. Once testing is completed, we'll be deploying our lower environment and also production as well. Example, dev, QA, test, UAT, pre-prod, prod, everything. Once it's done, we'll be maintenance. This particular maintenance, right, usually application team will be taking care. Application team keep on monitoring. If something happen, right, they will get the alert. Then based on that one, again, if something issue, right, they'll be reach out us. Okay, clear. In this particular waterfall methodology, right, if you observe here, one step is complete only, next step will be start. But here the problem in the waterfall methodology, in the waterfall methodology, you will get the output very long. Example, it may take 6 months, 1 year, 2 years also, depends on your project length, project size. Understood, right? And one more thing, in case suddenly client is came and they may say like, hey, we required we need to change the some require do the some changes. So then what you have to do, right? Again, it is coming to the from start. Again, it is coming from start only. So here in this particular waterfall methodology, what I want to say, very long back when we were using on-prem servers, right? In the on-prem servers, usually we were deploying the monolithic applications. So during that time, we were using that waterfall methodology only. And one more thing in waterfall methodology, we do daily stand-up. We don't have any daily stand-up meeting. Usually, our team, everyone, right? Everyone will be connect either 1 week, 2 weeks, depends on project to project. Okay, and one more thing again I'm telling, if something happen, if they wanted to do any modification, again it will start from requirement, design, development, everything step by step. And also one more thing here, as I said, it may take 6 months, 1 year, 2 years as well when we were using the waterfall methodology. Understood, right? Understood, right? Any questions? And one more thing, if development team started, right, remaining people, integration team and deployment team, everyone, right, sit ideal only. So because they don't have any work in this particular one until completing development, not much. You may ask question only in development if they have to be prepared that infrastructure, everything, right? Yes, that part's understood. But remaining part in the testing team also, they will be ideal only when it comes to the waterfall methodology. Okay, understood, right? But after few years, uh, this particular after few years we got that agile methodology. So after few years, we got that Agile methodology. Even now, majority of the organizations are using that Agile methodology only. Majority of the organizations are using Agile methodology. What is the major advantage using that Agile methodology? The first thing, right? Agile methodology is a practice that prompts continuous iteration of development and testing throughout the life cycle, software development life cycle of the project. Here, as I said in the waterfall methodology, right? One step is completed only, next step will be start. But when it comes to that agile methodology, right? It is not like that. It will be both development and testing activities are concurrent. It will be simultaneously it will going, not like waterfall methodology. How it will happen? In agile methodology, right? We will be having that sprint planning. We will be having the sprint planning. This particular sprint planning, it may one week to 4 weeks. Usually 1 week to 4 weeks. Okay, organization to organization, the sprint planning having 1 week to 4 weeks. Usually most of the organizations having 2 weeks or 3 weeks sprint planning. Okay, clear, right? In this particular sprint planning, what we will do, right? We will be having the scrum master, the specific scrum master, they will be assigned that task to them. Okay, they'll be working on that one. And also in the agile methodology also, most of the projects are instead of using monolithic applications, right? They were using the microservices. So that in this particular sprint planning. Okay, in here we will be having that every 2 weeks sprint planning. And here one thing remember, in case in sprint one, Scrum Master, he or she assign that task. Okay, now the in the sprint one, we have a 2 weeks. So in this particular 2 weeks, if you're not able to complete, what will happen? Now what will happen? The particular sprint one, whatever pending task, right? Scrum Master will be moved to sprint two. Okay, before going to move to sprint two, Scrum Master will ask questions. You have to give the justification why you haven't completed the particular one. Then, if he is satisfied, if they are satisfied, they will be moved from sprint one to sprint two, and also depends on that how much time will take remaining part, right? They will be assigned other task as well. Understood, right? In the sprint one, you will get some output, but in the waterfall methodology, it is not like that, right? Until deployment is come, until development and testing complete only, you will get that some output. Okay, you will get specific some output. Understood, right? Any questions this one? Again, I'm repeating, in agile methodology, we are using the sprint planning only. 99% of the organizations are using agile methodology and also sprint planning. And also in the agile methodology, we do have DSU. DSU is nothing but daily stand-up meeting. DSU is nothing but daily stand-up meeting. In this particular daily stand-up meeting, we will be discussing what you did, what you are going to do. Do you have any blockers? Do you require any help from anyone, either in our team or different team? Okay, these things will be discussed. In case if you have any blocker, right? If you need any help from our team, you can reach out. You can ask during that time, and they can help us as well. And I mean, after that DSC complete, you can connect with them. In case you are depending on some other team, then what you will do, right? You will be informed here. Hey, we are waiting update from them. Okay, then we will be discussing like this. Depends on that specific task. Okay, clear, right? This is the agile methodology. Let's see that differentiation so that you'll get more idea. I hope you already got so far like what waterfall methodology, what agile methodology. High level, we can see the differentiation. If you see here in the waterfall methodology, we will be having that we require the gathering the requirements. Second one, design it, and development and testing and deployment. Then you will get the big output at the end. It may take 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years also in the waterfall methodology. That's why majority of the organizations, when you use the waterfall methodology, right? Waterfall methodology, we will get big output very long back. So majority of the customers also not satisfying because they have to wait for 6 months to 1 year, 2 years as well. Okay, that's why what they are doing, right? Majority of the organization, they are using the agile methodology. In agile methodology, we are getting every 2 weeks or 3 weeks, we are getting some output so that we can showcase to, I mean, client also satisfied. Okay, the progress are going on. Yeah, it looks good, everything. In case if they wanted to do some changes, right? They can immediately inform them so that the specific sprint one or sprint wherever, right? in the specific sprint only, we can modify easily. And also in Agile methodology, majority of the applications are microservice applications only. And you may ask question, Murli, I can use that Agile methodology, but still monolithic applications. Yes, you can use it. That is not a problem. But when you use the Agile methodology, most of the projects, right, they will be use the microservices. It means from my monolithic application to they will be segregate divided to microservices. Piece of code they will be do that one. Understood, right? This is the major difference between Agile and Waterfall and Agile methodology. Any questions now? I hope you understood, right? You understood, right? Any questions now? And coming to the interview level, they may not be asked what is the difference between waterfall methodology and agile methodology for experienced people. But freshers, they may ask you, so that you should be aware of what is the major difference. Okay, the major difference in waterfall methodology, it will be the implementation will be step-by-step process, gathering the requirements, design, development, and testing and deployment. Then you will get some output. But when it comes to the agile methodology, we'll be having the sprint planning. In the specific sprint planning, they will be work on it, and then you can see that some output in that specific sprint planning. Okay, understood, right? Understood, right? If we have any questions, now we are going to discussing about what is DevOps, benefits of using DevOps, what are the DevOps tools available, everything we can see that. So here we have a the GitHub repository, that is DevOps 0 to Hero. In the day one, I already written the documentation as well. We can have a look so that you will get some idea. First, we can understand what is DevOps. DevOps is nothing but the collaboration between development and operation team. Remember, before DevOps, there was some gap between a development and operation team. After came to the DevOps, the gap was reduced. How it was reduced? Because of example, you can do the automation using CI/CD tool. Understand, right? Example, I can tell you here. I can show you the diagram. If you see here, this is the development and operation team. What development team will do? They will be plan that, and they will be write the code, and then they will be build the code, and then they will be tested. If everything is working in their local, they will be hand over the particular example Waterfall to the operation team. In what operation team will do? They will be deploy the particular application, and they will be operate, and they will be monitor that particular application. But what major gap before came to, what is the major gap between this particular development and operation team? Example, developer generated Waterfall and they have tested in their local, it was working fine. But after handover to operation team, they have deployed in the dev, QA, or UAT, pre-prod or prod, the application is not working. So during that time, what operation team saying like, hey, this particular application is not working, it might be issue with your side. But developers are saying like, no, we already tested in my local. It is working fine. It may be issue with your side, that infrastructure related one. So there was some gap. After came to the DevOps, the gap was reduced because we will be use that CI/CD tool example Jenkins. Understand, right? Fine. And coming to the benefits of using DevOps, especially collaboration. As I said, developers and operation work together seamlessly and fast feedback loop. If we have any errors and bugs, right, we can identify early in the life cycle only. Example, using CI/CD tool Jenkins, if someone write the code, they will be trigger the job, and if you have any issues, immediately we will be check it. They will be check it. Example, developer, they will be check it and they will be fix it. So it will be feedback also very fast and quick deployment. If you want to be deploy any new feature, we can quickly deploy the particular new feature within minutes only. So it won't take much hours. Earlier, right, before came to the DevOps, so we were doing everything manual process only. Example, developer, they will be generate the var file, and using that, we'll be take the particular var file and will be deploy into the Tomcat example. Manually, we'll be do that particular every process. But after came to the DevOps, we have a CI/CD tool, that Jenkins. Through Jenkins, we'll be do everything automation only. And the final one is customer satisfaction. The reason, right, it is fast delivery. So it is fast delivery, right? If it is a fast delivery, happy users means more business. Understand, right? These are the major benefits of using DevOps. Remember, 99% of the organizations are using the DevOps only. In DevOps also, we do have multiple DevOps tools available. Now we can discuss those things. Understand right so far? So next one is DevOps workflow diagram with popular tools. And here you can go here. I'm going to show you this particular diagram so that you will get some idea. So as I said, we have a development and operation team. In the plan, right, we'll be use either Jira, either Rally. There will be create a specific task and then specific developer or the DevOps team, they will be work on that. Example, you got a new project. Okay, in the particular project, they wanted to work. So initially what they will do, right, they will be create the tickets and they will be assigned to specific engineer. Uh, example, I'm a DevOps engineer. Example, I'm telling you, I'm working on the techworldwithmurali company. So there, if you want to be deploy the application, you need to be create the infrastructure in the AWS. Example, VPC. So in Jira, we'll be create the VPC related task and it will assign to me. Then I will be work on that one. Similar for developers as well. Developers, QA, whoever. And next one is coming to that writing the code, right? We do have multiple Git, Subversion, TFS, but 99% of the organizations are using Git and Subversion is outdated one. You can ignore it. And TFS is Team Foundation Server. This is usually developed by Microsoft team, but very rare projects are using the TFS. But 99% of organizations are using Git only. We also need to be learn that particular Git. And next one, build tool. Example, your application is Java-based application. What you have to do, right? After you written the code, you need to be generate the bundle. Either it is jar or ER file. For that one, we can use either Maven, Gradle, and Ant is the outdated one. You don't require to discuss on that. And here we have a Maven and Gradle. Usually depends on project to project. They may use either Maven or Gradle, but at least you should be aware of any one of the build tool. I will recommend to learn Maven only. Understand, right? Fine. Now, next coming to the testing tools. There are a lot of testing tools available. Example, we have a JUnit and also we have a Selenium as well. This is totally depends on project to project. They may use different testing tools, but we don't want to learn this particular one. This testing tools is taken care by QA team, testing team. Understand, right? Fine. And coming to the release, we do have multiple CI/CD tools. Example, Jenkins, Bamboo, TeamCity. But 99.99% of the organizations are using the Jenkins only. The reason Jenkins is an open source, we can easy to use and it is plugin based. Just we can install the specific plugin and we can configure it. There are a lot of advantages of using Jenkins. That's why we always use the Jenkins only, CI/CD tool. And coming to the monitoring, right? We do have a lot of monitoring tools. Example, Splunk, Nagios, and also Datadog, Dynatrace. There are a lot of things. That is, it depends on project to project. Some project they may use Dynatrace. Some project they may use Datadog. Some project they may use Nagios for static applications. Depends on project they may use it, guys. Understand, right? Fine. And coming to the operating this particular deploy, we can use configuration management tool like Ansible, Chef, Puppet. But 90% of the organizations they may use the Ansible only. Ansible is agentless and also more secure. That's why majority of the organizations are using Ansible. And here you have to remember, usually before cloud, right? Before cloud, we were having that servers in the on-premises. During that in the on-premises, right? We mostly will be use the Ansible only to manage the configuration related one. Example, if you want to be install the Tomcat on demand, we will be use the Ansible to write that particular one. And coming to that containerization tool, we will be always use the Docker only. Container orchestration tool will be used either Kubernetes or OpenShift. There are multiple Docker Swarm as well, but 99% of the organizations will be using Kubernetes only. The reason Kubernetes is totally open source. That's why. In Kubernetes also we'll be use example if you use the cloud side, AWS EKS, AWS side. In Azure side, AKS. In Google side, we have GKE. Depends on project to project they may use, but a majority of the organizations are using AWS EKS because most of the organizations will be use the AWS cloud provider only. Understand, right? We can also see that theory part and somewhat some understanding of version control system, everything, so that you will get some idea. Understand this particular diagram? This particular diagram you understood, right? Fine. Now coming to the version control system. What version control system will do? Example, if you made some changes in the specific file over the specific time, using this particular version control system, we can track and we can collaborate, allowing collaboration and rollback capabilities. Example, if you added something, if you want to be revert back, you can use it to roll back as well. Especially this particular version control system, we have, as I said, we have a Git, SVN and TFS. Git is mostly used, and SVN is subversion. It is outdated one. You don't require to worry on that. TFS is Team Foundation Server. Some of the organizations are using, but still highly recommended to learn Git only. And also we do have repositories, remote repositories. Example, GitHub, GitLab, Bitbucket. But that is totally depends on project to project. They may use GitLab, they may use GitHub, they may use Bitbucket. Clear, right? Fine. And coming to the build tools. In build tools, if you want to be do the any automation, like if you want to be compile that code, if you want to be build the code, if you want to be generate the particular code, and if you want to be generate jar or var ER file, we'll be use the build tool. If you remember, example, if you have a Java based application, okay, or usually what you have to do, directly you can't apply the particular Java code to the any of the environment. Example, if you want to be deploying the Tomcat, if you want to be deploying the EKS, directly we can't deploy the particular code. You need to generate the bundle. So if it is Java based application, will be generate either jar var ER file. Understand, right? And here we do have multiple build tools available. One is Maven, mostly used Java based projects, and also Gradle, also Java based projects only. It is more flexible and fast. And next one is Ant. It is an outdated one. You can ignore this one. But again, I'm telling guys, usually some of the organization, they may use Maven or Gradle, but I will highly recommend you to learn Maven. In our course also, I'm going to cover the Maven only. Understand, right? Fine. And coming to the artifacts, once you generate jar or var ER files, you need to be stored somewhere. Example, if you store it in your local, your system, right? In case if one of your team member required, what you have to do, you need to share the particular one, or you need to share your screen and you have to showcase, right? Instead of that one, if you want to be store it in the remote, okay, for that one, if you want to be store the artifacts in the remote, for that one, you can use artifact tool. Example, JFrog, Nexus, AWS code artifact. Understand, right? Totally depends on project to project. Usually, currently, most of the organizations are using JFrog, and some of the organizations are using Nexus as well. Depends on project to project, guys. Clear, right? Fine. I will highly recommend try to know both, so that you will get some idea in case in some of the organizations they use Nexus. In case if they ask questions related to Nexus, you can easy to explain them. And also I'm going to cover both JFrog and Nexus. Whatever you want, you can choose it. Clear, right? Fine. And coming to the code quality tool. Example, I'm a developer. I'm writing the Java code. I'm not following the proper format. Okay. I mean to say, like, I'm always using the duplicate data. So if you use the duplicate data, what will happen, right? Your code quality is less, right? So detect that particular static code analysis, we'll be use the SonarQube, either PMD, but 99.99% of the organizations always use the SonarQube. The reason SonarQube, it will be provide the proper report, and also it will be support a lot of languages. Example, Python, Java, Python, Java, and also what is that? JavaScript, everything will be support. That's why always use the SonarQube only. And also remember this particular JFrog, Nexus, and SonarQube, we always use the paid versions only in the real time. But for our practice purpose, you can use the open source. But the reality, we always use the paid version. And also I will talk about which paid version will be using everything. Clear, right? Fine. And coming to the application or web server. So what is the uses of this one? Example, after you generated a WAR file, you need to deploy the particular application somewhere, right? For that one, we require web or app server. So in the particular web or app server, we do have multiple tools. Example, Apache Tomcat, WebLogic, Glassfish, JBoss. There are multiple. Usually, highly recommend Tomcat only. The reason Tomcat is an open source, we always use the Tomcat only in the real time, especially when we were having that applications on the on-premises, right? During that time, majority of the organizations always use the our Tomcat only. Remember, especially for Java-based applications only. Clear, right? Fine. And also coming to the CI/CD tool. If you want to do the automation, right? Continuous integration and continuous delivery, then what you can do? You can use this particular CI/CD tool. If you want to build the code, if you want to test the code, if you want to deploy the application using that particular CI/CD tool, you can use that particular one. Clear, right? Here we do have a multiple CI/CD tools available. Jenkins, Bamboo, TeamCity, but highly recommend always use the Jenkins only. Not only majority of the organizations will use the Jenkins only. There are a couple of advantages. Example, first one is open source. Second one is plugin based. We can easy to configure. We can easy to deploy. When you trigger the single click, it will automatically connect to the specific environment. It will be deploy. Everything we can configure. Everything we can do the automation. And also we do have a Bamboo and TeamCity, but it is not recommended. And also our organizations also not using much this particular Bamboo and TeamCity. Clear, right? Any questions? Fine. Coming to the configuration management tool. If you want to do the automation, example, I want to install the Tomcat in the destination servers. Example, I have a 3 Linux servers. I want to install. Usually what you will do, you will be use that particular, you will be logging to the server and you will be install the Tomcat step by step. Instead of that one, what you can do, right? From using configuration management tool, example Ansible, there will be write the playbook or there will be write the roles. From there, we'll be install the destination server. We'll be having the connectivity between source to destination, the particular Ansible to destination. We'll be install the specific Tomcat. We'll be configure and we'll be install it. Clear, right? And here you can see that there are multiple configuration management tools available. One is Ansible, Chef, Puppet. Ansible, Chef, Puppet. Any questions now? Fine. And coming to the containerization tool. In the containerization tool, right? If you want to be packaging application and their dependencies in the single and lightweight container, we can use this particular containerization tool. Example, if you want to be deploy the if you have a microservice application, you want to deploy that particular application to the Kubernetes. Kubernetes is the container orchestration tool. Understand, right? So you have to deploy there. Then what you have to do, directly you can't deploy. First, you have to create the Docker image. For that one, you can use the containerization tool. Containerization tool is Docker. And also we can use the Rocket as well, but majority of the organizations are using Docker only. So you should be aware of Docker. In our case also, I'm going to cover the Docker as well. Clear, right? Any questions? Any questions? Especially guys, this particular containerization, we always use the microservices. Microservices. Any questions? So this is the overview and what are the benefits and what are the tools available. Any questions now? And again, I'm telling, each and every whatever I have explained, right? Example, Ansible, Jenkins, SonarQube, Tomcat, everything. I'm going to showcase the practical as well. Each and every tool I will be showcased in detail. Don't worry. In how exactly we'll be use it in the real time. Everything I will be explained there. Any questions now? Now we are going to discussing about creating an AWS account. Let's see the demo so that you will get some idea. So before going to do, right, first you need to be understand what is AWS. Here, I'm not going in detail related to AWS features, everything. So first you need to be understand, like I'm going to explain high level. In detail, we already covered in the AWS Zero to Hero series. Please have a look there. First of all, what is AWS? AWS is the public cloud. Okay, using AWS, inside the AWS, we can create servers, okay, storage, and also networking, databases, everything we can cover. In our case, why we required AWS? So as we are going to be discussing DevOps tools, right? So we need to practice. For that one, we need some platform. For that one, right? We are going to use the AWS. You may ask question, Murli, can we use Azure Google Cloud? Yes, you can use it. But why I'm choosing AWS? The reason, majority of the organizations are using AWS. When you do that practice in the AWS, right, infrastructure, so that you will get some idea how it will work, what are the options available, everything in the AWS part. That's why. And here in the AWS, right, they are providing that 1 year free trial. For that one, you can go here, Amazon Management Console free trial. Okay. Amazon Management Console, AWS Management Console free trial. Now you can click this one. And here you can see that if you come down a little bit, here they are giving the free trial. And here you have to remember one thing. Here, example, if you go with EC2, computer, that is the EC2, compute related one. And here they are giving the 750 hours only with T2.micro or T3.micro only. So when you are creating any servers, infrastructure, EC2 instances, right? During that time, if you select this one, till one year, 12 months. If you see here, 12 months, we can use it free only. Okay, per month 750 hours. It means like if you create a one server, if you create a one server with T2.micro, it will be 1 year. It is free. In case if you created two servers, right? It will be charged one server. Remaining server it won't be charged. So similar for that Windows as well. Some other things as well. Understood, right? Same thing. Public IP also they are giving that 750 hours free. And also if you see here storage related one. Here we have AWS S3. S3 also they are giving that 5 GB free, and get request, put request also they are giving the free as well. And also Amazon RDS as well. Here also if you want you can create that specific one db.t3.micro. They are giving 12 months free. It means once you create the AWS account, right, from today onwards, once your account activated, next 12 months, the services you can use it freely. But remember, here we have a conditions. Okay, you have to read this particular one. Similar for machine learning databases. Okay, free this particular Lambda function, everything. Please have a look this particular documentation, free tier part, so that you will get some idea. Okay, now you understood that free tier part. Now what you have to do? We can go to that Google, and again you can type it AWS Management Console, and here you can see that aws.amazon.com. This is our AWS website URL. Okay, now we can click this one, and here we have an option sign in, or here also we can see that sign in option. Just click the sign in, and here we can see that there are two options, guys. One is IAM user sign in. Second one is using sign in using root user email. Remember, when you are creating during that time, we'll be use that IAM user only. Sorry, I am not IAM user, root user. Using the root user will be connected to the AWS account. But in real time, we'll be use the SSO, single sign-on. That part we already covered in the AWS. Please have a look so that you will get some idea. Okay, root user. Clear, right? Now here, if you want to be login, either you can select root user or IAM user. You can give it here. That is fine. If you select the IAM user, here it will ask the account number. If you select the root user, here it will ask the email address. Understood, right? But in our case, we don't have an account. Now what you have to do? You need to create it. New to AWS, sign up. Just click this one. Now if you see here, when you click this one, here it is asking that register email address, account number, everything. Okay. For that one, right, I already mentioned that in the PPT. Okay. The screenshot so that you will get some idea. Please follow the same process only. First, right, it will ask you the root user, email address, and account name. Here, remember, your Gmail ID, you can give it. Your Gmail ID, you can give it. And also, if you see here, explore free tier products with a new AWS account. And here you can give it your Gmail ID. And when it comes to the account name, right, please, if you are from India, right, please give your proper name, whatever having inside the PAN card, right? PAN card name, same name you have to be mentioned here. Otherwise, what will happen, right? In the account name, if you give the different name, but your PAN card having the different name, then what will happen, right? Your account will be, they won't be activate. They won't be activate. Understood, right? Once you provided these two details, you have to click the verify email address. Verify email address. Or once you click the verify email address, now what will happen? Now it will go to the next page, and here it is asking that verification code. And the particular verification code, it will send to this particular mail ID. That is example, techworldwithmurali@gmail.com, right? It will send to that particular mail ID. Then what you have to do, you need to go to that your mail ID. There you can see that AWS email verification. You will get that particular verification code. The particular verification code you can enter here. Earlier it was showcasing, right? There you can enter that particular verification code. Okay. Any questions so far here? Understood, right? First thing, you have to give the root mail, and then name. Name should be match if you are creating the server from India. Okay. Then what you have to write? You have to give the PAN card number properly. In case other countries, that is fine. But I'm talking about India. Okay. Clear, right? Fine. Next one, you need to set the password. You need to set the root user password. You need to set the password. Remember, this password is not related to Gmail password, email password. You can set any password. Using this password, you can log into the AWS account. Okay. Now you can you provided the root username, root user password. Now you can click the continue. Now here you can see that step 1 to 5. Now you can click here. Now here most important, whether you are creating for business purpose or personal use. Now you can select here personal use because we are going for practicing purpose, right? That's why you can select personal use. If you select that business, right? In case if you are creating for this account for one of the organization, okay, then you have to select the business part. But here we are selecting that personal for your own projects. And here you need to provide that name as well. Here also you need to provide the proper name as having that PAN card. Okay. In case if it is other countries, right? You guys may have what is that driving license name, right? Driving license, right? So you can give that specific name there, same name. Okay. Now here mobile number you have to give it. Example for India +91. For the other countries you can select and you can give it. And then here I selected the country is India. Okay. And then address is, if you want you can provide the full address, or else you can just give the high level address, that is fine. And then Telangana, that specific postal code. Yeah, this part is clear. And then you have to select this I have read, agree to the terms of the specific AWS customer agreement. Now you can click the continue. Once you continue this one, what will happen? It will go to the next page that is related to billing information. Here you have to remember, whether you are really genuine or not, whatever you provide that information for that one, right? What they are doing that verification through payment. Here from India people, it will be detect 2 rupees and it will be automatically credit your account later once verification is completed. And when it comes to the other countries, right, it will be around $1. Other countries it will be charge $1. And also remember, once validation is completed, your amount will be returned to your account automatically. So here you need to provide your either credit or debit card. Currently, so far it is supporting Visa, American Express, and also MasterCard only. Clear, right? This part is clear, right? Fine. Now here you can see that expiration date, that is a specific card details one, and then candidate specific one, CVV, and then everything. And if you have, do you have PAN card? If you want, you can provide the PAN card details, or else you can give the no. But right here you have to remember, once you click this one, you will get that message to your mobile or whatever registered one, that particular this particular bank account. Now what you have to do, here you need to enter your OTP. Now here you need to enter your OTP. Understood, right? Here if you see here, I am from India, that's why it is detecting only 2 rupees. It is detecting only 2 rupees. Now you can once enter the OTP, right? Now you have to submit this one. Once submitted, here it will go to the confirmation your identity. Here you have to remember, sometimes, right? Sometimes before going to this particular steps, right? Before going to this step, right? Before step, after submitting the payment related one, there it is asking that validate again. You have to provide either PAN card, whether you have to provide either in driving license, and you have to enter that particular one, then it will be verified. That's why, as I said right earlier, when you are creating any name, right, that name should be matched to your PAN card if you are from India. If you other country, if you have any driving license, that particular driving license name should be matched. Okay, clear. Now here, now next step, right, you need to be confirm your identity. For that one, either voice call or message. And here voice call, I have selected India +91 and the mobile number. And then here you can give it, send SMS. Send SMS. Now you can click the send SMS. Now what will happen? You will get the 4 digits of OTP. Now here you need to enter the particular OTP and then you can click the continue. Understood, right? Now once you continue, right? Now here you will get this particular one. Here you have to remember, our practice purpose, basic support, that is free is fine. But when it comes to that real time, right, we'll be use either developer one or whether we'll be use business support. Depends on our use cases, we'll be use it. But usually in real time, we'll be use business or developer support only. Understood, right? And it is starting from $29 for developer, and business support it is $100 for one. Okay, clear, right? This part is clear, right? Any questions now? Any questions now? Now once you've done this one, right, you need to click the complete sign up. You need to click the complete sign up. Once you complete sign up, you will get this message. Congratulations, thank you for signing up AWS account. We are activating your account. Okay. Now once it is done, right, usually it will take 1 hour to 24 hours to activate your account. Okay, fine. Now once that is done, right, here you will be click this, go to the AWS console or console. Once click this one, right, it will be redirect to here. Here it will ask again, what is my role? You can select a student and I'm interested in DevOps, and then you can submit this one. You can submit this particular one. Okay, once it's done, right, what will happen? Now you can go to that our root user sign in, and then you can give it your mail ID and password. Now you can click the sign in so that you can able to log in. Okay, now you can able to log in. Now here this part I will show you later sometime how do we log in. And here you have to remember, once your AWS account is activated, you will get this message, your AWS account is ready, get started. Now what you can do, you can use this AWS account. Example, if you see here, next to 12 months, you can use it, this particular one as well. Clear, right? Now you can see the demo, how do we log in? Understood, right? Again, I'm repeating. First step, you have to give it your mail ID and password. And then next step, you have to provide that particular information. And then it will redirect it to that particular payment related one. Next, identity. Next, it is asking what is the plan, whether you are going to use free developer one, enterprise one, and then you have to give the experience one, and then you will get the notification like this in message, so that your account is activated. Now I'm going to log in. For that one, right, you can go to the Google, and then you can go to the Google and you can type it here, AWS Management Console, and then you can click this one, and here you can see that sign in, click this one. Okay, click this one, and here we have two options, guys. One is IAM user sign in, second one is sign in using root user. Just click this one, and here root user is nothing but you are going to log in with your mail ID. Okay, here it is asking that mail ID, and I'm giving here techworldwithmurali @gmail.com. Okay, then enter next, and then I'm giving here password. Now you can click sign in. Now here it is asking that MFA. Usually I set up MFA, but in our case it won't ask. It won't ask. Give me 1 second. I can enter that. So now you can click the sign in. Now if you see here, this MFA part, it won't ask. You may ask question, Murli, this account is created in new. Usually this account was created very long back. That's why I have set up the MFA. But I have showcased the steps. You have to follow the same only. Okay. Now once you log in, right, here you can see that here it will be display your name. Example, my name is Muralidhar Reddy, and here you can see that region. Okay, in AWS, right, we do have multiple regions. Okay, you can select any of the region. Remember one thing, example, if you select the North Virginia, if you created any resources, the resources are available in this particular region only. So be careful where currently you are in which region, depends on that one. When you are creating, you can go to the particular region only, and you can verify whether whatever created users are available or not. I mean, whatever created the resources available in this particular region or not. Okay, clear. This part is clear, right? Any questions now? Now we have selected the example North Virginia. We do have multiple regions as well. But in our entire course, we are going to use the North Virginia only, so that please remember this one, North Virginia, US East one. Clear, right? Fine. Now if you go here, whether your account is activated or not, how do you identify? For that one, go to the EC2. You can create the servers. Click this one. Okay. Now here you can see the left side instances. When you click the instances, when you see like this, you can get it now. Okay, this account is activated fully. Okay, now if you go here, if you go and launch instances, you can launch instance everything, because my account is activated successfully. If it is not activated, right, when you go to the EC2, it will be again redirected to payment related one. So you have to remember, as I said, once you get this particular notification mail only, you can come here and you can check it, your account is activated. Usually it will take 1 hour to 24 hours. you have to wait for that specific time. Okay. Once activated, you can log in and you can practice your thing. This part creation of EC2 everything I will show you later part. But I hope you understood, right? This North Virginia, we select a region. Okay, this particular regions part, available zones part will go in depth in the AWS 0 to Hero series. But here, just AWS creation account part and how do we use it? What are the free types available? Okay, any questions now? If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me via LinkedIn, Instagram, Telegram. And also, we have a Tech World with Murali website. In this website, I already publish all the DevOps related courses. DevOps, AWS, Kubernetes, Terraform, AWS networking, DevOps hands-on project, and also Helm as well. If here we have a 1 month, 6 months, 1 year plans available. If you want, you can enroll here. If you still have any questions, feel free to comment. I will try to respond as soon as possible. Thanks for watching this video. We'll see you next video.